Namaste. I've been thinking that lately a lot of people are making changes in their life, seeing things differently because the circumstances are different. So just like when you transition, let's say in the case of prison to outside, you have to reevaluate your operating system and the tools that you use and the way that you look at things, because under different circumstances things are appropriate or not appropriate. Like a small thing from in prison, like I used to tear, if I got a piece of gum I would tear it in at least 3 parts. So I'd have more. I would use, instead of using a match, I would tear the match in half, so I'd have 2 matches, and I knew that wouldn't be appropriate out here. Just to use a couple of small examples. So, but in making the transition, it can be not only awkward, but it can, in today's case, it can bring up a lot of anger. And I'm concerned about major life decisions being done fueled by anger, although sometimes that's necessary. I think that wherever possible we should try to clear ourselves of that before making the final decision and just see how it feels without the angry fuel. And then if it still feels right, then you should do it. And I feel that you should always do what you feel is right, because you're the one who has to deal with the consequences. So you should always do what you feel is right. In the meantime, in order to get rid of this anger so that we can look at things just for a moment without it before we make a final decision, if you have the luxury of that kind of time, this won't take long and you don't have to get on the floor. It is yoga. But it's very simple, really. The place we hold anger is the liver. Okay? So that's over here on your right side, just below your rib cage. So what we want to do is going to do some sort of forward bending posture that squeezes the liver, and then we're going to do another that in the reverse opens it up. Okay, so we'll create blood flow, and then we'll release whatever's being held in that area. It's also the first, second, third chakra area. So it would be the sound Ram if you're doing your chakras. It would be the color yellow. And it might be helpful to do that. So first let's physically start to clear that area. Big breath up and down the spine with the energy. Relax the shoulders. Get your crown on straight. Don't let it tip back. Okay. So now, if you're standing, that's fine. If you're seated, that's also fine. Take a breath. And as you exhale, you bend forward. If you're in a chair, you can grab the legs. Inhale up. May as well bring the arms up and down with the energy. Inhale, up and down. Push your tailbone down if you're sitting, and even if you're standing, tip your tailbone, tummy in. Now as you exhale, gather the energy around and bring it back to your center as always. Thumbs in the home button. Okay, now we've squeezed the area. Now we're going to stretch it open. So if you're standing, you can clasp your hands like this behind your back. Stretch, head back, open. If you're sitting in a chair, you can grab the back of the chair or the back legs Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heart. Drop the hips. Bring in the tummy. Inhale. Open that area, and it opens the heart as well. Inhale up. And exhale back to your center. Now, we're going to do a twist. We're going to twist it out, not only the liver, but all the organs and the spine. So, because we're working with specifically for the liver, we're going to twist to your right first. Okay? So, ready? Always with the breath. Now as you exhale, from the bottom to the top, squeeze and twist. Inhale forward from the bottom to the top. Next side. I'm holding on to my thigh and the back of the chair. Exhale. Twist. Inhale, bottom to top on twist. Now, let's take another breath together. Circle your second chakra down here. Thumbs in the home button. Open the ribs. Keep the shoulders down. Exhale through the nostrils. Any remnants of anything we prefer not to have. So your energy should be neutral now. It's not positive, it's not negative, it's not good, it's not bad. It's just there for you. And now, without any other influences, we give some thought to the decision we were about to make. And if it's still the same, go ahead. But just give it a chance without anger. There you go. It feels really nice. I clear myself regularly, at least once a day, probably more. And I find that I'm much more at peace with myself and my decisions for having done that. So I just thought I would share that little technique. And again, let's gather the energy we created together. Arms out. Inhale, inhale. Palms together. Exhale to the heart. And together we say, Namaste.